On Earth, the amount of sunlight in a given day can vary hours over the course of a year. Using 3D animation, let's try to understand why summer days are so long and winter days seem so short. Keep in mind some things in this animation are not to scale. Firstly, the Earth's rotation about its own axis is much faster than its rotation around the Sun. I'll therefore slow it down at times to be able to orientate ourselves with places on Earth. Secondly, the Earth is far too small and distant when compared to the Sun. If I was to bring things to scale, to see them both in frame, Earth would essentially disappear. When they are brought together and are similar sizes, we can understand their relationship much clearer. We will be looking at Earth from the perspective of my home city, Montreal, Canada. Earth's north and south poles can be seen here. And most importantly, we must tilt the Earth by 23.5 degrees. This tilt is the fundamental principle behind the varying sunlight hours within each day. Although the Earth rotates about its central axis, the North and South Pole, like this, while completing one orbit around the Sun, which is a year, the tilt never changes its direction. This allows the Sun to interact with different places on Earth throughout the year. Let's turn the lights off so we can see the Sun's luminance clearer. This current position of the Earth relative to the Sun is in June. This means that it is the summer for North America as we are tilted towards the Sun. This also means it's winter for the Southern Hemisphere as it is tilted away from the Sun at this time. Because of this tilt, we can see how a greater portion of the Northern Hemisphere is in sunlight at any point of the day. Through each rotation of Earth, or through each day, Montreal will spend a larger portion of the day in sunlight. The longest day of the year is always in the end of June, where the Northern Hemisphere is the absolute closest to the Sun. On this day, in Montreal, the Sun rises at 5:05 a.m. and sets at 8:46 p.m. This day is known as the summer solstice. We can also observe how the more north you get in these summer months, the longer your daylight hours are. At the North Pole, the Sun does not set for half a year. This is known as the polar summer. In return, the closer you get to the South Pole, the opposite is true, as the South Pole is in constant darkness in these summer months. This is known as the polar winter. Let's begin to fast forward time and see what happens. 3 months later, in late September, the Earth is evenly covered in sunlight, as it is not tilted towards the Sun. At this time, the Northern and Southern Hemisphere are equally distant from the Sun. This is the September equinox. 3 months later, on December 21st, although the Earth has orbited around half the Sun from June, its tilt remains in the same orientation. It is now winter for the Northern Hemisphere, as it is tilted further from the Sun. You can see how the Northern Hemisphere has fallen into its own shadow as a greater portion of it is in darkness. In Montreal, the Sun now only rises at 7:31 a.m. and sets at 4:13 p.m. This is the winter solstice, and there is just about 7 hours of daylight less than the summer solstice. As the Earth continues to progress through the year, we reach the third quarter of the year, the March equinox. Very similar to the September equinox, the Earth is again evenly covered in sunlight. As the Earth orbits around the Sun through April and May, it progresses into June, its summer solstice orientation once again. This makes up 365 days, 4 seasons, in 1 year. If you enjoyed this animation and would like to see other animations explaining how things work, be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you have any ideas of complex things that you would like explained through a 3D animation, comment them below. Thanks for watching.